Hi there guys, you're here with Coach Mo. Alongside me I've got Saf from the parent side and I've got Coach Rudy, obviously from the coach's side. And here we are for Boots Are On, take 2. That's right, it's the second year and we're back here at Abdullah Aid headquarters. Can't wait to get started. So let's get straight into it, boys. We're in a different position compared to last year now. You've played each other, you've seen what you're about, you've seen what the coaches are about, you've seen what the parents are about. And thank you, Saf, for filling the role. I know it can't have been easy to put yourself forward again after the 8-1 loss last year. So kudos to you. Thanks for that.
I thought you were supposed to be impartial if you were taking an interview. So let's have a let's come on to stay impartial in this.
I think from my perspective, it's probably an easy decision for you to do because of the success of last year. I mean, the day itself was absolutely amazing. I thought everyone enjoyed themselves, the parents, coaches, the kids, people from our community that arrived. The money we raised, £7,521, was absolutely astonishing. We never ever thought we'd raise that much in our first event, so that was fantastic. Now, let's move on to the game swiftly. Start with you, Coach Saf, Parent Saf, I should say. You've seen what the coaches are about. You know that they're attacking side. What do you fear most about them this year?
I can't really compare the team to last year because there's been a few additions. Obviously, we know who they are. Obviously, a few of them scored a couple of goals. So yeah.
I mean, last year in this position, you held both of you held your card pretty close to your chest. So I want today to be a bit more open. Let's not you can't get physical at all. Just verbal today. I
know Rudy has threatened me off camera and beat me up, but please don't beat me up.
Can't do sons that guns out.
So Rudy, I mean, compared to last year, we've now got an Essex branch.
Yeah.
There's an influx of 20 to 30 parents just from there. Is that a worry for you?
Nah, just show me the monies. Before stipulation now, the parents that want to play, they've got to put in an initial fee to play this year, just to make it a little bit fair, so the people who are committed will be able to tell straight away. They should have a good strong squad of 20 or so, if I'm right. Yeah. We've got lesser numbers this year, obviously we've lost three very good playing coaches, but that's fine.
How many have you gained?
We've gained Coach Adam, Coach Saf, Coach Hamza, Coach Yasin. So that's 4 coaches, plus the 2 additions from Abdullah Aid who play for us. You caught you off guard there, did I?
That might not happen, so I'll listen to him.
Yeah, I mean, it would be good to get Abdullah Aid involved in some capacity anyway. So maybe get 2 of them. I mean, we're light. We've only got a squad. We've got kids, by the way. One Coach Yasin 15, Coach Hamza 16. So you got kids playing as well. So sometimes it's good to just get those little additions just to make the game a little bit. Because we're not going to last. People like me are going to be coming off the pitch quite quickly. Go in there, do my damage, and then I'll be off the pitch.
I think one good thing about last year was that, especially the parent squad, all the family members got to see their parent, get to see their dad or their uncle or even brother come on the pitch for at least a few minutes. I thought that was an excellent touch from your side last year. You looking to do that again, or will that affect your gameplay?
It's pretty hard to do, to be honest with you, because it then spoils, from our perspective, the result of the game. So we'll see. If it's close up to a certain extent, then we might switch it around, we might not. It depends.
So after 20 minutes, they're going to change, basically.
I mean, injuries did cost you last year. After 10 minutes, after 10 minutes, I think they got the first injury. So that's unfortunate. But I mean,
yeah, because I think Rudy is at an advantage here because he knows all the coaches, he knows how they play. I don't know all the parents. I know half of them play, but half of the squad's changed.
Have you trained yet?
Yeah, we have trained.
Oh, you have trained?
Yeah, we have trained. Mentally, we trained.
Oh, mentally? Oh.
Yeah. Physically it will come,
What about your side?
No, we've not done any training this year, unlike last year. I mean, boys play, so they play league football, they're league champions at 7-a-side, a lot of them, so I'm not too worried about them. Yourself, you play with your work lot, so I'm not worried about you. I'm not worried, to be fair. The only person who hasn't played since last year is myself. I think I'm the only one. I don't think I'm going to, when we go out next week to Gambia, I'll train a little bit with those boys in the warm and then come back and be ready 2 days later.
I mean, I think it's worth mentioning our trip to Gambia to our viewers. For those of you that don't know, the money we raised last year will be going to Gambia. Myself, Rudy, and 3 other coaches will be going out to Gambia next Friday, 27th, and we'll be returning on the 4th, which is a few days before. So we'll be going out there, coaching orphans, giving out presents, and doing a general charity work. So water distribution, food distribution, eye cataract surgeries, and we'll just be trying to get involved in the community as much as we can and try and leave a mark there. We're trying to take equipment, so hopefully after we go, the football coaching can still continue for those kids. And it's a long-term project, so we'll be investing money in Gambia as much as we can throughout the years ahead. So I mean, that's a little bit about Gambia. So for those parents that are a bit worried that we've gone a bit off the boil, at least they know now that we have been preparing for Gambia, so we've been a bit quiet for the charity game, but full preps are now underway, and they have been underway for the last couple of days, so everything should be there, everything should be set. A bit about the day, Saf. What do you think went well last year, from feedback from your family, mainly?
It was good. It was a good day overall for everyone. It was well organised. It ran to plan.
Yeah.
The game was okay in itself. Obviously, we could have been a bit more competitive. But yeah, in a whole, it was fantastic. It was good to get everyone together, and as you said, we got more parents this year.
Yeah.
So hopefully, we should be tapping into getting a lot more people this year through them gates. And like you said, it's for charity. So
you mentioned being more competitive this year. You've got some very experienced names now on your team sheet. Does that worry you any way or form?
I'm worried about Coach Pele for the parents. Coach Pele is a player they have to stop. I told them last year what players they need to stop, and they didn't. I'll tell them again. Coach Pele, Coach Aswat, you need to stop those two.
I don't think Coach Aswat got a look in last year, but
I think he found it a bit tough coming onto the 11-side pitch. I'll give you that much, but he was still. There was a lot of time in that game where he was effective, which they didn't see because his name wasn't on the score sheet, but I saw it. So that was just, if you're saying he had a bad game last year, and I thought he was quite good. Let's hope the real aspect shows up this year, and then we'll see exactly what it is.
From what I saw, it was quiet. Not very quiet. He had a little bit of impact, but not as much as he would like to have.
Of course, and that's what I'm saying. So if he hasn't had that much impact last year, we won 8-1.
Yeah, well, that's
for me, my best player. So if he
but then 3 of them were penalties, so.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. You got to put him in the back of the net.
I mean, it doesn't matter. There weren't penalties in the first place.
Oh, there were penalties. Or both of them were penalties.
But obviously, it will be more competitive this year. It will be very close.
A few names. You got Cax. You got Asif Shabir coming in.
Yeah, we've got a few. I've seen Cax play in the past. We've got a few other players that are quite capable. Last year, half of our squad wasn't capable, wasn't up to scratch, and they didn't match you guys.
Coach Rudy thinks you lot should fear Coach Pele, Coach Aswat. What about from your end? Who should the coaches be wary about? I know
like you mentioned,
Asif, they're very quiet, but I think this year...
obviously you've mentioned Asif.
Yeah.
Obviously Arif's an addition, Friday edition, so
yeah,
he can play this year. Cax at the back, he can play. Obviously you got the regular guys, Nas. You got Quays. So we've got 5 or 6 players that are decent.
Basically, he just told us his back line. No, the point is they've got experience. I'll give them that. They've got experience. People like Cax and that. Don't forget, these are boys that I've not only played with in the past, but I've coached in the past as well. Especially being younger than them, so I know exactly how they play. I know exactly what they're about. But there's one thing that at a disadvantage: they're old. We are young. We have got the speed. We have got the fitness. We're going to last 90 minutes without fail. Even someone like me who hasn't played for a year will last 90 minutes without fail. It's not a problem as long as nothing gets hurt. I'll be on that pitch. But they haven't got anything going forward. Anything. The biggest threat is set pieces because they've got physicality. They've got big boys in their team, but they've got window set pieces in the first place. I don't feel.
But you can't go on what happened last year going forward because we didn't have. I'll admit to we didn't have, but we have got something going forward.
I don't think you have.
We've got 5 or 6 players that can do that. if you wanna dismiss that fact, then that's fine, because you find out on the day what will
that's
happen.
fine. We heard this last year.
I'm quietly confident that going forward we got a good chance. Obviously, the preparations haven't been great, as you said. Everyone's busy. Everyone's had a few things to do, but going forward we've got 3 weeks. 3 weeks of good, hopefully training, getting together, which we have started doing, and we've got a good opportunity.
No, they're going to play 5 at the back. They're going to try and nullify my forward players. That's what they're going to do. They're going to first and foremost be thinking about my strengths and not their strengths. Because their strengths
we don't, because
their strengths at the back and my strengths at the front.
So the thing is that you can see the difference between Mourinho and Klopp here. He would look at the defensive side of the play, we would look at the attacking side, so we'd play to our strength rather than their weaknesses, so that's where we are there.
Yeah, no, I don't think you will. I think after 8-1, so honestly, like if I just lost 8-1, I imagine I just play the team and I've lost 8-1.
We're not feared.
The first thing I'm going to fear is, how did they get 8 goals last year? And you have to try and stop that those 8 goals. Now I'm not saying we're going to win with that big a margin this year. I'm saying it will be a lot more competitive. I agree with that. There will be a lot more tight at the back, and we've accepted that. I think as a team of coaches, we've accepted they're going to be solid at the back. Probably play a flat 4 with 2 holders. But going wide and going central, like the creative players, I just can't see it. I mean, yeah, they've got Irish Merchant, great, he's a great player, but again, another player is not confirmed 100% he's playing. So if a player like that doesn't play, then you've got
he's confirmed with me, I don't know who he's
then you've got a big problem in your hands. But even if he does play, like he played last year, he did play last year, and he was probably their most creative player, but he was creating to nobody. And that's the exact same situation they're going to find themselves in this year. They can keep the ball if they want at the back. We don't need to press them high. We don't need to do any of that. We just need to, once we've got the ball, once the likes of Pele have got the ball, once the likes of Ashraf have got the ball, I think even your strength, which is your back line, will be found out, because they're just too quick, they're just too smart, they're just too everything better than what those boys are now. 10 years ago, yes, I'll say they'll be competitive. But now, this is the new breed. So they've got to put a little bit of respect on these boys' names. They've got to fear them. I genuinely believe they have to fear them. If they don't, if they go into that changing room and their team talk is about their strengths, they've got it wrong. We're going to go into half time 4-5-0 up, and the game will be over, same as last year. So I'll do their team talk for them. Come out there, be solid.
There's no need to be in any walk of life, especially in a game of football. There's nothing to be feared of. If you're gonna start fearing about people, you might as well not play. We should cross that line. I'm telling you now. Mentally, that is the wrong mindset to have, and we're not gonna go with that mindset.
No,
we're gonna be fearing everybody. We'll be respecting your players and their abilities, but that's about it.
Speaking of mindset, I mean, we've got two ends of a spectrum here. I mean, with yourselves, you lost 8-1 last year, so it's about motivating your players, and on this side, you won 8-1 last year, so it's about, once again, motivating your players in a different manner, because you don't want them turning up thinking it's going to be an easy game. You don't want them turning up complacent. So what would you say to your teammates, to your players?
They can just... I don't need to say
anything. How do you rile them up?
I don't need to say anything to them.
Listening to Rudy.
I don't need to say anything to him, and I will not be listening to Rudy one word, because it just goes at me.
So you're not going to play a flat 4 with 2 holders?
What I will say is that
what I know is you're going to play a flat 4 with 2 holders.
I can just show them the video of the game last year, and then just tell them, or they know the score, what the score was, and that's my team talk. And I say, make sure it doesn't happen again, because if it does, I played for 10 minutes, so I only scored 1 goal while I was on the pitch, so it doesn't affect me.
We scored that.
But regardless of who scored it, the ball went in your goal. So neither here or there.
By yourself.
What's that?
How do you motivate your players?
No, listen, I don't need to motivate them, because we know what's at stake. At the end of the day, we're supposed to win the game. We're supposed to be the favourites. We're the coaches at the end of the day. Kids are going to be watching. We're not losing in front of them. That's not what we do. We go out there, we play our best. First and foremost, we're going to play our best. The result will come itself. I've always said it. The result will happen itself. My team talk will be the same as last year. Let's come in at half time, game done and dusted. Let's experiment. Let's make them say to us that, we don't want to do this anymore. We can't afford to keep getting beaten like this. Because they've got a mindset of 20-year-olds, but they're actually in their 40s. They're old. That's what I'm going to say, is age versus youth. Is old versus young. They cannot beat us. They cannot score a goal. They can defend. They can limit us to our chances. They can limit us to scoring as many goals as we wish to. Because last year was 8. Could have been 12, 13, 14 with ease. But it wasn't. but it wasn't. And we can just watch the highlights back to see that it could have been anything. The score could have been anything. But you know, that's
shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Anything coulda.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. But we did score.
We could say that we could have scored 2 goals in the first 20 minutes.
Oh, you could have scored. You could have scored after the first second. That's what I'm saying.
Second, you know, so we could have. So it could have been 1 or 2-0 down.
I can't see my boys with the addition of our captain, which is Adam Polly. I'll tell you that down on camera now. He's like, he'll get the arm, man. He's our captain. He's been our captain for a long, long time. He's the skipper. We call him Skip. Him in the back line, we've not only matched your cacks, we've trumped your cacks. So you put cacks in your back line, but he's not got to just deal with myself at the front. He's got to deal with my wingers. He's got to deal with my creative player. He's also got to deal with those boys at the back who just spray balls for fun.
But and at the end of the day, it's 11 v 11.
Hey, 11 v 11.
You haven't got 15 and we haven't got 10.
Yeah, but
so,
you may as well be
so 15 at the end of the day,
15 v 2.
At the end of the day, regardless, if we play a 5 or 3 or 2 at the back,
I dare you
we
to
still
play 3 at the back.
Listen.
I dare you.
Whatever we go.
I dare you to play wing backs.
I tell you something. We'll
I dare you to play wing backs. Okay, come, let's do it now. Play wing backs.
I don't need to.
Play wing backs.
I don't need to agree to you.
You can't do it. You can't do it.
We'll decide on the day.
Alright, I think that went pretty well. No one got hurt. Last say, score. Final scoreline.
I'm not going to predict the scoreline.
No, final scoreline.
It'll be a high scoring game, and there'll be 2 or 3 goals in either side. It could be either way.
He said high.
So he's not going for the.
He said high scoring game, 2 or 3 goals either way. So he's looking like 6-2 or 6-3 or something like that. Listen, if they get 1, I'll shake their hand. If they get 1.
So as you can see,
if they get 1,
as you can see, parents team, a lack of respect.
If they get 1, I'm there. Look, I have to go. I have to go.
Lack of respect from Coach Really to all of you guys. You guys are absolute pants.
If you watch last year's game. If you watched last year when we sat in this room, you can go back and watch it. It's there on YouTube for everyone to see.
You can't reference last year.
No, I have to. I've got that to base on. That was the first question Mo asked, which was we've got experience from last year's game. So going based on that, you'll be lucky to score. I'm saying that outright categorically. Forget this high scoring 6-3, 6-4. Like I said, we'll go into half time, minimum 2 to 3 goals up. And
I would say you'll be lucky to score 2 or 3 goals.
It'll be plain sailing from then on.
Okay, we leave it at that, lads.
Just make it go with 6-4.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Because when we call it fella here, top bids.
That's enough, Rudy. That's enough.
That's
enough.
So yeah, as you can obviously see, Coach really has lost it. And hopefully he'll come back fit and well from Gambia.
Oh, fit and well, ready to score some goals.
Pray that he
remember what he said last year?
Contract the infections.
Remember what he said last year? He said he was the most played players. He said, "Oh, Rudy might score some goals." And he was right.
We respect him, but obviously he has a lack of respect for your team, guys. So that's
we leave it there. We leave it there. That's enough. As you all know, big games on 7th of May. Okay, it's good. No police. Good. Big games on 7th of May, be at 11:30, Oakside Stadium. Don't be late, kick off at 1:30. Join us, there'll be food, there's barbecue going on, there'll be activities for the kids, pennant shootout competition, so it'll be buzzing, so don't miss it. Hopefully the weather stays good, just like it is now. Before we finish, we'll leave you with a few snippets from last year. So, it's goodbye from us. And we see you on 7th.
Just one thing, in the description below, you'll see the link for where you can donate. So put your hand in your pocket, help us out. This is an ongoing project. It's going to continue for years to come. We're going to have a little bit of banter. This is what we do. We do this on a touchline. I have more parents than him. I've heard it all. So it's just a little bit of fun between us. It's going to be a good day, good game. And may the best team win. Simple as that.
May the best team win.
See you guys.